Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the M2A4 light tank. The M2 light tank, officially Light Tank M2, is an American pre-World War II light tank which saw limited use during World War II. The most common model, the M2A4, was equipped with one 37mm M5 gun and 5 30 caliber M1919 Browning machine guns. Its only combat use in American units was the U.S. Marine Corps 1st Tank Battalion during the Pacific War in 1942. However, it is believed that M2A4 served in Burma and India with the British 7th Hussars and the 2nd Royal Tank Regiment during their engagements with the Imperial Japanese Army's 14th Tank Regiment. The M2A4 light tank led to the development of the M3 Stuart light tank and the M4 tractor artillery prime mover. The M3 Stuart saw widespread use throughout the war. So the M2A4 here is going to look very much so like the Stuart. Basically, the M3 version, or the M3 Stuart, was basically what this tank was, just with some modifications here and there, and a lot less machine guns. It's kind of wild. As I mentioned, there was 30 50 caliber, or sorry, 30 530 caliber machine guns. There we go. On mounted on this thing, which is quite a bit of machine guns for a tank of this size, and definitely could lay down a lot of firepower. Don't want to be on the receiving end of that many machine guns. But definitely a really interesting tank and a cool kind of pre-war type tank, and would make a great addition to any of your maybe Pacific maps in some Marine tank battalions, or even as I mentioned here, maybe like some kind of British or some kind of British tank regiment as well. So very interesting tank and pretty cool looking overall. Let's go and dive in and take a look at it. So starting off with, you can see here we have obviously the track suspension, pretty straightforward and simplistic. One of the main differences between that and the M3 is the kind of track layouts and the way the system's all set up, so that is a big difference here. As we move into here, again, you'll see a lot of resemblance in the hull with this tank looking much like the Stuart, but we do have a slightly different turret, and there's also is a hull-mounted machine gun here, and also machine guns mounted to both sides, which I believe the standard M3 did, but the later variants of the M3 got rid of. We then have a 30 caliber machine gun mounted up on top here around what would supposedly be a commander's cupola right here, and of course all the detailing here on the back and all that fun stuff. So overall, a really nice looking tank. I think it came out really good, and again, it's going to make a really good addition to any of your kind of early World War II, even some pre-World War II type scenes or something like that you guys might be working on. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layers 0 and 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layers, going ahead and beginning with layers 0 and 1. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, the first thing we're going to want to do is to go ahead and place down a nether brick slab, followed by a nether brick top slab coming off and going forward like so. From this, we want to go ahead and then place down a nether brick block here in the ground like so, followed by a second, third, fourth, and fifth block like so. So you have 5 blocks in the ground like so, nether brick slab, and a nether brick top slab like that for the right side of your tracks. We then want to go ahead and skip 3 spaces over. We're going to place down a nether brick slab, top slab, and we're going to go and repeat the same process just over here to this side. So again, 5 blocks in the ground, nether brick slab, and top slab like so. With that done, we're going to go ahead and set up our wheels here on the track. So for this, we're going to place down 2 grindstones facing each other like so right here, and same thing right here, 2 grindstones basically connected to each other like so on both sides. So just like this. Now on the outsides here, we're going to place down item frames. We have green terracotta blocks in the item frames. Again, same thing over here. And then with that complete, we want to go and then take our dark oak with top slabs. We're going to place down a row of 3 of dark oak with top slabs going across between these nether brick slabs. And on the back here, we want to go and place down a row of 3 of dark oak with top slabs going across in between these grindstones. So just a quick side note, this right here is the back and this is the front. So just make sure you have it facing the correct direction. Anyways, once that's done, we're going to go and then fill in the space here in between these rows here with dark oak with top slabs to create a nice solid basis here for the vehicle. And with that all complete, that is going to wrap up for that. In the front here, we do have a few things to add on. We're going to place down a zombie head coming off these 2 nether brick slabs toward the inside here, and a dark oak fence gate opened up toward that middle top slab. And with that all complete, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layers 0 and 1. With that, let's move into layer number 2. Alright guys, going ahead and move it into our next layer. We have layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and begin, we're going to place down a nether brick stair on top of these 2 nether brick top slabs. After that, we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves a shulker box, and we're going to go ahead and place it down on its side so the top of the shulker box is facing out toward the side. And same thing over here. We then want to place down a dark oak wood button on the shulker box with a item frame and a cobweb in the item frame. Same thing over here on this side as well. Now for this middle space here, we're going to go ahead and place down a row 3 of dark oak wood slabs across in between those narrow brick stairs. We then want to grab dark oak wood stairs. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair here to both sides, followed by a spruce wood stair right there in the middle. We then want to take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row 3 across, followed by a narrow brick top slab to both ends. After that, we're going to place down another row 3 of green terracotta, a dark oak wood top slab again to both sides. Coming off the dark oak wood top slabs, we're going to place down a item frame with a green terracotta block in the item frame, and a dark oak wood sign over the side of the top slab. We're going to then place down another row 3 of green terracotta across, a narrow brick top slab again to both sides, another row 3 of green terracotta across the middle here, and again a dark oak wood top slab to both sides. Same thing we did before, item frame, green terracotta block, and a dark oak wood sign. Again, same thing over here on this side, like so. After that, we're going to place down another row 3 of green terracotta, followed by a narrow brick top slab again to both ends. We then want to place down a row of what is going to be 3 of mossy cobblestone walls. So 1, 2, 3 mossy cobblestone walls across, a shulker box on its side again like that, dark oak wood button on both ends, and then a item frame. And in that item frame, just like we did for the front, we're going to place down a cobweb in the item frame like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a narrow brick stair here to both sides on top of those top slabs, and then a dark oak wood stair come off the face of that narrow brick stair. And then on the sides here on the narrow brick stairs, we're going to place down a zombie head to both sides and a dark oak wood fence gate right there in the middle. And once that's all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer number 2. With that, let's move into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a a green carpet on top of these 2 narrow brick stairs like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on top of those 2 green shulker boxes, a item frame, and a snowball in those item frames like that. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down another dark oak wood trapdoor, going back on both ends. Over here to the right side, we're going to be going and placing down a daylight detector. Coming off the daylight detector, going forward, we're going to place down an end rod like so. And then over here to the left side, we're going to place down a spruce wood trapdoor like so. Now in the middle space here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, followed by a dark oak wood stair to both sides with the fronts of the stairs facing in toward the green terracotta block there in the middle. And then we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row 5 that go all the way across like so behind those stairs. With that done, we're going to then place down an end rod coming off those 2 green terracotta blocks. Taking our green terracotta, we're going to place down a second row of 5 going all the way across, and then on the ends here, 2 dark oak wood buttons, 2 dark oak wood buttons. Then in the middle space, a row of 3 fire bars, green terracotta block to both ends, dark oak wood button here on the sides. We're going to then place down another row of 3 of green terracotta across the middle here, a mossy cobblestone wall to both ends like that, and then we want to go ahead and place down a spruce wood slab coming off these 2 mossy cobblestone walls like that. And on the side of the spruce wood slab, we're going to place down a spruce wood sign. In the middle space here, we're going to take our dark oak wood stairs, we're going to place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood upside down stairs, an item frame coming off those 2 spruce wood slabs, and then in the item frame, we're going to place down a red stained glass block and a dark oak wood fence gate on top of the dark oak wood stair here, opened up like so toward the item frame like that. And once you have that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have here for this layer. That right there is going to end layer 3. With that, let's move into layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of this one right here. And we want to go ahead and then go to the sides of it, and we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides like so. We then want to place down an upside down dark oak wood stair coming off the green terracotta block, a zombie head coming off both sides of the stair, and we're going to then take our end rods and place down 1 and 2 end rods going forward like so. We're then going to place down a row of 3 of mossy cobblestone walls across, item frame with a black concrete block and a dark oak wood sign on both ends of this row, so just like this on both ends. After that, we're going to place down a green terracotta block here in the middle, Same thing going back, a item frame, black concrete block, dark oak sign over it, and then we're going to place down monster cobblestone walls here in the corners. We're going to also place down a zombie head coming off this monster cobblestone wall going back like so, and also a zombie head on top of these two monster cobblestone walls right there. We're going to place down a dark oak button on these two blocks, item frames here, green terracotta block in those item frames, and then we want to go and then take our levers. We're going to place down a lever here on these two blocks, have them facing toward the rear here, and then we're going to place down a row of 3 of rails across the back there for the vents over the engine. And once you have that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer number 4 for the build. With that, we're going to move into our final layers here, which are going to consist of layers 5 and 6. We're going to put the top machine gun on, all the top turret details, and the radio antenna, and all that fun stuff. So with that, let's move into our last final layers, 5 through 6. I guess moving into our last final layers, we have layers 5 through 6. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a green carpet right here, followed by a daylight detector going back from it, and then we want to go and place down a dark oak stair like so. Next to this stair, we're going to place down a second stair right here, and then going back from this stair, we're going to place down one like that, so we turn this stair into a corner stair. In this corner space here, we're just going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, and then around, or on the left side of this wall, we're going to place down a dark oak sign, item frame, in the item frame a black concrete block, and on this side of the mossy cobblestone wall, black concrete block as well. After that's done, we want to go ahead and then take our dark oak wood slab, place it down to this side, and then we're going to place down a zombie head here at about a 45-degree angle in the corner, like so. We then want to go and place down a item frame on this, so the side of this stair right here, black concrete blocking the item frame, and a dark oak wood sign over it, just like that. After that, we're going to then place down a dark oak wood fence gate on top of this zombie head and open it up toward the rear. To make the machine gun on top, real simple, we're going to place down a nether brick slab on top of it, followed by an end rod coming off of it going forward, a wither skeleton skull coming off the back of the slab, a zombie head coming off the left side of the slab, and over here to the right side we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign, a item frame, and then in the item frame we're going to place down a black bed and rotate it facing forward. And the last thing for us to do for this build to finish it off is to go ahead and place down a iron bar on top of this rail right here, and then going up and back at an angle we're going to place down a second iron bar going up like that. And once you guys have that all complete, that is going to complete my design here for the M2A4 light tank. Hope you guys do enjoy this build and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for this. If you give me anything from the sound of the build, please my channel or this video if this does appear on your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to use your favorite projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. But other than that, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been DerekFrostWestbrook, and I'll see you guys next time.